Something in this week's parsha that always bothered me is that when there's the confrontation between Yaakov and Lavan, when Yaakov finally ties his back to Lavan when he responds, he says, you know, I always took care of your sheep perfectly, and he says, you know, at night he would, you know, always, well, not at night, but he would always replace the sheep if they got stolen or eaten, and he was freezing at night, and he was hot during the day, and he goes through the whole discussion over there, and tells Lavan how he was so yashar in taking care of his sheep. So it's not really a kasha, but the question has to be asked, like, why? I mean, if David HaMelech said, I don't know if I know the pasuk offhand, but im ikesh tit patal, I think that's the language there. But basically, when you're dealing with someone who is a Ramai, you have to, you know, Yaakov Avinu himself said, Achi ani Ramos, I also know how to trick you. So, but it's a funny thing, we see this certain sudden blip, if you will, of integrity. And Yaakov Avinu was very, very careful with all his sheep. So, the real answer to that question, I think, is obvious, but I think there's something that needs to be learned from that, which is very important for us, and that is like this. Lavan did not deserve for Yaakov to treat him fairly, because he was not treating Yaakov fairly. Right? They darshan that he tried to change his schar 100 times, and he tried to trick him in 1,000 ways, and he, you know, I'm saying he gave him the wrong wife to begin with. It was a mess. He did not deserve it. That means that Yaakov Avinu treated Lavan properly. Not only treated Lavan properly, but was shomer his nechasim, his property, properly, for no reason. So the question is why? So, this is something very important about our Torah, I think, which is that when we view Yiddishkeit and Torah as a religion among the religions of the world, so then every religion has their taste of how to treat people nicely. And the Torah has also its taste of how to treat people nicely. But the problem is that there are no religions of the world. There's only Yiddishkeit. And our Torah is not a self-help or Bein Adam L'Chaveiro guide. It is the tzivuyim of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Of course, it guides you in Bein Adam L'Chaveiro, but it's tzivui of Hashem. So what does that mean? It means that integrity is integrity for the sake of integrity. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu has integrity, kiviyachol. He is, I don't know how you say it, integral, but Hashem is Yashar, Tzaddik Yashar Hu, and so therefore we are Yashar. He was mitzvah that we should be Yashar. So the nafkamina is like this. If someone tried to get me angry, so if they deserve for me to get angry at them, then we feel better about ourselves. We say, you know, after what he said to me, right? And there's makom for that in Chazal also, but the point is that the reason why you shouldn't get angry is because HaKadosh Baruch Hu said not to get angry. Excuse me. Hashem said not to get angry. It's a tzivui. We don't understand what happens to a person when he gets angry, and we don't understand what happens when he doesn't get angry. But it doesn't matter what the other person did. So this happens all the time in every type of relationship. Shalom bayis. We excuse ourselves for getting angry or upset or disappointed or whatever at our wives because they deserved it. This time, after what she said, after what she did, after what she didn't do, and with our friends it's the same thing. Like, you're going to treat me like that? But the problem is that why are you treating them like that? Because they treat you that way? No, you're treating them like that because that's what Hashem wants. And I think this is one thing we see from Yaakov Avinu. He treated Lavan with integrity because that's what someone walking in the image of God does. He is honest. He is careful with someone else's things. Yeah, but that person's not careful with you. It doesn't matter. Because I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it for me. Or better, I'm doing it for Hashem. Because that's what Hashem wants. So this, I think is important because we don't shake a lulav based on what other people are thinking. We shake a lulav because it's a mitzvah seder raisa. We don't eat matzah because it's nice to sit and eat crackers with the family. We eat matzah because it's a mitzvah. So we smile at people, not because we don't care, we're just doing a mitzvah. We do care. We care because it's a mitzvah to care. We love people and we care about people and we're kind to people and we're honest with people because that is what Hashem wants us to do. Not because it works, not because it makes life better, You think it made Yaakov's life better? It didn't. He said it didn't. He froze at night and he burned during the day. It didn't make his life better. It made it worse. He lost money over it. But that's the right thing to do because that's what Hashem wants. So, I think if we would look at Beinon L'Chavero, which it is, as more than, it's not self-help. Our Torah is not trying to teach us how to treat people properly. Our Torah is trying to teach us how to be godly, how to be like Hashem. And then it doesn't matter what the other party is doing. It doesn't matter what they're saying or what they're not saying. It doesn't matter if they're fulfilling their expectation to you in the relationship or not. It matters, what are you doing? And although I'm probably talking too long, I'll tell you one more thing. Rav Simcha Wasserman Zatzal, Rav Elchaman's son who survived the war, he read the Communist Manifesto when it first came out. And when communism became popular in the world when he was a young man, he wanted to see, is this something Yiddishkeit? Maybe. There's democracy, there's this, there's that, there's all different kinds, there's monarchy, there's all different types of governmental bodies. So maybe communism fits with Yiddishkeit, why not? And he read the manifesto, and he said at that time, as a young man, it'll never work. Why? He said, because the manifesto talks about the rights of the workers and not about their obligations. It means everything's about what's in it for me, but not about what are you obligated to do as a member of the Communist Party. Everything's about your rights. It means in relationships, if we would stop looking at it as what about me? What am I supposed to be getting? What's she supposed to say to me? What's he supposed to say to me? What's my boss supposed to do? What's he not supposed to do? Etc., etc., etc. If we look at it, but what's my obligation here? I'm a Jew in an office, and my obligation is to look honest, to appear to everyone, to be the most honest, the most caring person. And in any type of life, in any walk of life, that's what my obligation is, to express godliness, to express Hashem Yisbarach, to show Hashem to the world. What about my rights? They step on me. They did. I didn't get the raise I wanted. Blah, blah, blah. That's your rights. That's not your issue. Your issue is to be shomer the Torah, and when we're shomer the Torah, that's Hashem. That will allow us to be an expression of Hashem in every aspect of our life.